In January 2009, EADS decided to initiate the development of a specific aerospace and defense industry solution to replace the current individual SCM solution. This project was named AirSupply and received COMPUTERWOCHE's Best in Cloud Award 2011. EADS is one of the leading aerospace and defense companies worldwide. The range of products includes aircraft from Airbus, helicopters from Eurocopter and satellites from the Astrium division. Taking aircraft manufacturing at Airbus as an example, the following slides describe how Airbus collaborates with its suppliers using AirSupply. Each aircraft is practically one of a kind. One of the reasons why commercial aircraft are all configured differently is that the ordering airlines want to differentiate themselves from their competitors. The easiest way for passengers to spot these differences is by looking at the seats and entertainment systems. With 75%, the value added by external suppliers in aircraft manufacturing is relatively high. A single long-range aircraft is made up of around 4 million individual parts supplied by companies of many countries. Even at the final assembly line, workers are putting together components originating in at least 4 different countries. Fuselage sections and the vertical stabilizers come from Germany, the cockpit and central fuselage section from France, the wings from England, and the horizontal stabilizers from Spain. Where the engines come from depends on the customer's preference. The task is made even more complex by the generous length of time Airbus gives its customers to submit their final wishes. Including lead time, manufacturing takes around 2 years and Airbus accepts customer change requests up to as late as 6 months before delivery. Expressed in simplified terms, collaboration with suppliers begins only a few months after the order has been received. This is normal for the aerospace industry and is very different to the automotive industry, for example. Delivery dates are coordinated with suppliers at weekly intervals, on both the capacity planning and order levels. The production of components begins before the date on which the customer is able to request the last modifications. Final assembly itself takes around 1 month. This intensive process of coordination with suppliers is managed via AirSupply. And this is what it looks like in concrete terms. The first step is calculating future demands via the Airbus ERP system. This always takes place at the weekend. On the following Monday, the Airbus order officer checks the generated demand planning. The next step is the approval of the requirements planning and transmission to the suppliers via AirSupply. The supplier now checks whether he can provide what is needed by Airbus. If the answer is yes, he sends confirmation. If the answer is no, he can use AirSupply to propose alternative quantities and delivery dates. The order officer at Airbus then checks the supplier's proposal and accepts it. The collaboration process has now been successfully completed and the data is transferred back to the ERP system at Airbus. It is evident from this description that it would not have been possible to conduct this process by exchanging messages in conventional EDI format. The rules required to logically represent this collaboration are not provided by classical ERP systems. This is why the entire set of logical rules governing collaboration has been moved to the cloud. The ERP systems simply process the results of the collaboration. From the system architecture perspective, the solution is embedded in SupplyOn's cloud infrastructure. This is made up of central components that control registration of companies and users. At the current time, around 8,000 companies from over 70 countries are using SupplyOn solutions. From the application point of view, AirSupply is an aerospace and defense industry-specific solution, just like SupplyOn's tried and tested solutions for the automotive and manufacturing industries. One of the most remarkable aspects of this project was that it created a solution for the entire European aerospace and defense industry and not just for the EADS group. To make this possible, the French Aerospace Industries Association GFAS formed the Boost Aerospace Initiative. SupplyOn designed the solution together with the lead partner EADS and the companies Dassault Aviation, Safran and Thales. Up to 150 people were involved in the project in its most intensive phases, working at a total of around 10,000 person days. After completion of design, development and pilot phase, the solution went live end of 2011. Shortly after, the integration of the suppliers began. The strategic goal of EADS and Airbus is to maintain the competitiveness of the European aerospace and defense industry in the long term. They are convinced that this can be best achieved by creating a common industry solution together with further leading companies in this sector such as Dassault Aviation, Safran and Thales. It was EADS' ambitious goal to build the best aerospace defense industry SCM solution worldwide. This applies to the functionality of the solution as well as the underlying business model. EADS and Boost Aerospace opted for SupplyOn as implementation and operating partner due to its successful track record with a cloud-based solution for the automotive industry. Once AirSupply has been deployed at EADS, Boost Aerospace partners and further customers, it will establish itself as the industry standard from 2012 onwards.